So the video I want to share today is from Gary Vaynerchuk, and he's talking about kind of doing the small things and what kind of helps you become a success in business as well as in life as well, because your personal life goes hand in hand with your business life as well. And myself and Maria were talking about kind of values and principles this morning as well when we had a business meeting, and it kind of touches on things like this, or touches on kind of the values and what you should be doing in your personal life as well as your business life as well, and I think it's really, really appropriate. So there's a few people coming just now, so we'll not wait any longer because I'm a wee bit late in coming on today. So we'll just go in and then we can take any questions at the end of it as well. So I'm going to show you the video just now. This is from Gary Vaynerchuk, and I'll post a link to the original video as well. So bear with me a wee second.
Basically, like, you help me deploy massive self-awareness.
So in the 2 minutes here, because that's stuff you can kind of tell me on Twitter, what do you need? Like, what's on your mind? Like, what do you think? Like, what are you trying to make happen?
Honestly, I've been trying to think about that, and I don't know. You just want to win? I just want to win.
So good. Honestly, that's a good answer. That's why I just asked you that. You don't need to cripple yourself. Here's what I would tell you: surround yourself with good people as much as possible.
Yeah.
That will work itself out, right? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Exactly. When I say good people, I don't mean people that have been successful necessarily. I mean people that are
people that'll drive.
Yeah, and just to the right thing. You need to make sure that all those people think that you're coming from a place of bringing value and patience, not trying to network in, because that's the fine line that that's what we always debate with things like this. This is what Ross thinks about, this is what Gilbert thinks about. Is this kid trying to just get in? Or is this kid trying to provide value and knows in 13 years that will be beneficial to him? You need to convince the market, these A players, that it's the latter. I'm looking at your girl cause she dying a straight boy. How are you? I'm fucking pissed.
But just know I watch your videos all
Thank
the
you,
time.
Man.
You're the most super influential person to me right now.
Thank you, man. What's your name?
Ryan.
Ryan, thank you.
I was wondering if I could get
Sure, of course.
Yeah, I did not expect this to happen this morning. Crazy.
No worries. My man,
right.
Thank you for the kind words. Good luck to you.
Have a good day.
Thank you, man.
This what I work for, never settle for less, always want more. Started straight from the bottom, went to the top floor.
Hey, dude. Such a pleasure. How are you?
Good.
Thank you, man. What's your name?
Dominic.
Dominic.
Yeah.
Real pleasure, bro.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where are you from?
I'm from from Chicago, but I moved here.
You live here.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm a marketer and a developer right now. So I'm working with Facebook ads, API, doing some cool stuff.
Very cool, man.
So,
you gonna check out the talk?
I am, yeah. I actually sent you an email last night. I didn't get a ticket, but I'm going to get in here anyway. So.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll get you out.
Message him and
I'll ask. Is it possible to help my friend get a seat in the conference?
Yeah, sure.
Just figure it out.
Is he registered?
I don't think so.
Let's give him a badge.
Cool.
Very.
We're gonna get you back.
But 10 times better, I heard how you sound is. Need to take that bullshit back the way you found it. Lost from the start, they was finished. I diminish any rapper, period. Fuck a sentence. Hit it with a rocket.
I want to start podcasting and blogging. Do you have any advice? Just do it.
My advice. You know my advice. You just gotta start. I know you know it. Everybody knows my advice. And I get what. Listen, I need it too in different areas. You just need.
Scared.
There's just nothing to be scared of. It's all about who judges who, right? Like,
I guess you understand because like I'm an international student, so like you
I know.
understand like the whole transition that I had to go through is just hard. You know?
It's super hard, but it's binary, right?
3 years.
But it's binary.
It's binary.
Either you do it or you don't. To me, what I do with my content is try to eliminate the fear, because the fear is the only thing that's holding me back. The question is, from who? Like, from your parents, from your contemporaries, from a random person with an anonymous account that leaves a comment.
I just don't know.
The question's always who?
About, honestly.
Your truth. Like, you're experiencing something millions of people do, which is, this is why I created Document versus Create. Speak about being a fucking international student. Speak about Bangladesh. Speak about Michigan. Speak about hacking, being a volunteer here for this moment. Speak about shit.
This is it, man.
Speak about shit.
I love you, man. You've changed my life.
How long do I have? Is there's up there, it says it? Thank you. Good morning. I stand up here as somebody that's obsessed with HR, obsessed with people, look at it as a financial offense, because I believe in retention and continuity, which then is a gateway to speed, which is then an advantage when you compete against any other business. Speed is the ROI. It is the differentiator in sports and in business. Speed is what matters, and continuity and having people stay in a place for a long time leads to speed. But even more importantly, the thing that leads to speed and execution is when our employees don't have to sit at their desk and think about politics and dumb shit and actually think about the work. And the reality is, all of this, appreciate it, because that's the punchline, right? I'll take that clap, thank you, bro. It's just true, it's staggering how much percentage of every single employee in the world right this second is thinking about how to navigate through the political matrix versus getting the actual work done. You know, we give presents on everybody's yearly anniversary. When you give somebody a present that's a fishing lure versus a fucking $25 Amazon gift card, you actually are speaking to giving a fuck versus checking the fucking box. And I'll leave with this. I was born in the Soviet Union. Let me tell you the difference between communism and capitalism. In communism, you put people in a box and they play within it. In capitalism, we give people freedom, and when you do something wrong, we put you in a box. It is flabbergasting to me that all of your companies in a capitalistic environment are putting people in a box. I know more about my organization, thank you. I know more about my organization because of unlimited vacation policy and safety and culture, because it's how I get an indicator at a macro, because when you give people unlimited rope, you actually figure out who they are versus what all of you are dealing with, which is people are navigating through the system you've created and you actually have no real feel for who they are. Thank you.
You are amazing. Thank you so much, really.
What are like the top 3 traits that you look for in a person outside of skills?
Empathy. I'm obsessed with empathy. Empathy drives everything. If you actually understand the other person more, or what they're up to, or why they're driven, or what their background is, so I'm obsessed with empathy. Gratitude. You know, I'm fascinated by gratitude. Like, if you're actually grateful, you're in a happy place. Like, your filter is happy, and I think if you are happy, you're imposing that on other people. I think it's an incredibly important leadership skill. It's tough to help other people if you're not in a good place, right? Yeah. And then probably humility, right? So I think the way we are winning at Vayner when we win is just, do you have the capability of being the bigger man or woman in every situation?
Gary, 2 things. 1, I've got to get a boogie for a selfie. And 2, do you want me to introduce you by Gary V or Gary Vaynerchuk?
Oh, whatever you want.
What do you prefer, man?
Either super fine.
Okay.
I'm
all for brevity.
You know what's
so
funny?
You know what's
funny? That's just another example. Like, what matters and what doesn't, right? The thought of like, which version of that, like the content we talk about is what matters, right?
Cool. Hey man,
the amount of time people
that,
are like Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm like, people love people really have always, like in school, like it's funny that we in America like add that like kind of Nordic and like it feels natural to make it Vander. I've always been fascinated by that.
We have large brands that are in serious pain, trying to figure out, what is our culture? How do we create, messaging? It gets complex. You start getting more than 500 employees. And that's
for sure.
Drinking that Kool-Aid.
For sure. But the reality is I don't have any empathy for these leaders that come to me and say, I'm struggling with this, when every decision out of her or his mind is predicated on hitting numbers for Wall Street in a 90-day window. Like, stop talking out of both sides of your mouth. You actually don't care about culture, which is, by the way, great. We don't. But don't fucking bullshit me because we're having that conversation right now. Forget about what any of us say. Show me what people are doing. There is absolutely zero luck involved in the Steelers, Patriots, Giants. Like, this is organizational from the top, from ownership. Because you know what I say at Vayner that's super important? Everything's my fault. Because it's true. If the chief blank stinks, I hired chief blank. So from quarterback to GM to defensive coordinator to the training staff to HR, which I think is going to end up being a competitive advantage, we're going to win because I'm going to be the owner, and the quality of the people is going to be extraordinary. And if I make the wrong choice, which I will, especially in the beginning because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, I will be quick to own those mistakes and change them out. Thank you guys for having me. I don't need my inbox. My inbox is going to be 419 if you told me I feel good about it. Yeah. So it's more that you read it all and there's no, right? Yep. That's the game. So it's kind of like, instead of like do my inbox, go to zero, then do yours and do logistics, it's read my inbox. And I noticed you've made that switch a little bit, right?
And then get you to a place where like you're about to get the flight.
Yeah, being strategic about when you clean it, right? Yep. You didn't need to do it yesterday at all. But now, midday, gotta sleep, Red eye, who cares? I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna do it anyway. Nuances. It's all time nuances. It's just such little things. It's the little things that matter, which don't matter at all. Nothing matters. While in parallel, the little things. I mean, that's just what it is. It's just, that's it, Next 24 hours, stickers. iMessage stickers, baby. Gary V iMessage stickers. So pumped that stickers are coming. iMessage iOS stickers. Dropping in the next 24 hours. Get your Gary V stickers. Or stickers, D-Rock.
Love stickers.
Not sure what kind of episode this is going to be for D-Rock. Obviously, very early. I gave a keynote, obviously around HR, something I'm passionate about here in San Francisco. And now this is an early flight for us. Usually we take it a little later, so headed. But I love the fact that I'm going to be able to crush email for 4.5, 5 hours. And some of these things are just not super sexy, right? Like some of you who are cynical characters, which I feel bad for, because that's a defensive mechanism, ask me, like, what do you do, Gary Vee? Like, it seems like you just go and talk and are in meetings all day. For all you youngsters that are razzing me with that, that's what winners do. You architect. Like, I used to carry boxes and things of that nature, but some of the stuff that's mundane, and D-Rock will try to remind me to take a selfie, is I'm going to answer 800 people's email right now. Answers. You're a fucking architect. What is the conductor? What is this called? The orchestra? The conductor. Like, what the fuck's the conductor do, Charles? This is Kid Charles. Like, what do you do, Gary? Charles, the conductor. Fucking waves fingers around, right? That guy's playing the violin. Yeah, but she's the fucking conductor. So while you're still in the trenches trying to figure your shit out, once you understand what the fuck is really going on, now, sometimes the conductor's gotta play the fucking violin. I'm gonna go play the violin for 5.5 hours and answer very mundane, deep, very contextual, very simple dog shit things that I have to do to get shit done. So that's what we do, Winners play up here and down here. Obviously, like me answering emails and all that stuff is not necessarily, you know, the most compelling, but the fact that I don't have a laptop anymore is a weird thing, right? 'Cause I would film myself doing email for you, but the problem is I don't have a laptop. I do everything on my phone. Can't do both right now, tech-wise. D-Rock gets yelled at when he comes to first class. You know, he's gotten fancy. He might get upgraded to first class. And so we'll see if that happens. Then he can film me, Charles, and you can see me doing my fucking email, dick face.
That's good.
Good. Now I'm gonna turn into my favorite superhero, Airport Gary. He goes from normal entrepreneur Hey Charles, here's a little sweatshirt for you, friend.
Hi, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that. There was a few things that I really liked about that video, and there's a few things that he mentioned in there at the very beginning when he was talking to the young guy. In fact, I'll just see if we're on just now. Excuse me. Yeah, at the very beginning when he was talking about the young guy, Gary Vaynerchuk said to the young guy, just surround yourself with good people. And he wasn't talking about just successful people, he was talking about good people. And then he goes later on in the video and says kind of what are your values, and it says empathy, gratitude and humility for a good leader. Empathy, gratitude and humility for a good leader. And just thinking about that for your business, and thinking about you being a leader for your business as well. Thinking about developing those kind of values and principles in your own business. Even if you're a one-person kind of business, you don't know what's going to be happening in 10 years' time. You don't know if you're going to be hiring 10 employees, 100 employees or 500 employees. But if you start as you mean to go on, I think that's always a good thing when you're talking about your values and principles for your business and for yourself as well. Cheryl Fletcher Green is saying thank you for sharing, excellent stuff. Thank you for being here, Cheryl. Howard Mann, when we accept responsibility, everything changes for the better. Yeah, I totally agree with that. That was another big takeaway from the video as well, when he said he takes ownership. If the kind of CEO is smelling or whatever, he takes ownership because he hired that CEO. For example, that was just kind of a wayward example, obviously, but he takes ownership, he takes responsibility for everything. And I think that's a good way to think in your personal life and in your business life as well. You take ownership and responsibility for everything that happens in your personal life and in your business life as well. Ultimately, if you're the leader of your business, if you're the owner of your business, it all comes down to you. Even if you employ somebody and they make a total fuck up and they just do something majorly wrong, ultimately the buck stops with you because you hired them and you didn't do enough training, or you didn't do enough something, you didn't give them enough support. And I'm starting to realise this as well. I'm still trying to get this as well in my business, because obviously I work with people as well. I like to say working with people rather than kind of employees, but essentially kind of employees as well, but working with them. And I'm still figuring this shit out as well. And it's great to see stuff that Gary Vaynerchuk does as well. And the last thing that I kind of got from that video as well is he does the small stuff. He doesn't get somebody else to do his emails. He does the small stuff. Obviously, he might get somebody to filter out all the crap within them, but ultimately he still answers his own emails as well. So he's leading this big multi-million-dollar company, but he still does his own emails. So he does the small stuff as well as the big, huge stuff. He was talking about being a conductor there, but sometimes the conductor has to play the violin, and that's what he's doing. So there's so many messages within there, kind of surreptitious messages, just kind of underlying as well. I just thought it was a really good video to share with you. I don't know if we've got any questions or anything around that, or around anything. What time are we on just now? We've not been on that long. So if you've got any questions about that, or kind of about anything at all, at the end of each kind of live that we do, there's a Q&A if you want. We've got time for. We've got 5-10 minutes for a Q&A. Kimberly D-Man, welcome to you, Kimberly. Your company is only as good. Oh shit, missed that. Something else came up. Your company is only as good as the people working for you. It's true. And to get the best out of people working for you as well, you've got to have the right training. You've got to have the right kind of setup in place, the right system, the right values and principles. They've got to be a good representative of your company and your company's values and principles as well as your own as well. And that's something myself and Maria was talking about this morning. So it's quite appropriate that we kind of played this video as well. So we've got to embed that within the kind of employees as well, or the people who work with us as well. So yeah, I totally agree with that, Kimberly. Second, I'm just going through the comments here just now. DNA Bally, did you say Jamie Bally before? Empathy, grateful, and humility, I think it was. Humility said, requirement for the employer to enable a nurturing workforce that results in great success with a multicultural. Yes, definitely. I think there's a difference between a manager and an employer. I think it has to come from the top down, the values and principles, like empathy, grateful, gratitude and humility as well. I think that comes from the top down, but obviously it's embedded within each one of us as well. But if we can kind of get that across as leaders of companies, and I'm talking about small companies as well as big companies, we can get that down from the top down, then it's going to work all the better. Not just from your manager, not just from the kind of head of the department, or not just from your kind of supervisor or whatever, but from the top down as well. I'll just see if there's any more. And Janelle is saying, positive thoughts bring positive people. I have the pleasure of caring for a special child, and today our thoughts made this world is made of words. Words make the world work. And if we choose the right words, we'll make the world a better place. Yes, thank you for that, Janelle. Really appreciate you sharing that. And we've got any questions? I don't think so. Dina is saying, I am both employer and nurse in the NHS. Wow. That's fantastic. And so you must be in Glasgow then as well, in one of the Glasgow hospitals. I've probably visited a few times as a student nurse. Maria Flynn, super video today. Plenty of takeaways for me today. Yeah, there was a few takeaways from that video. Really enjoyed that video today. There's kind of loads. There's always great takeaways. If you subscribe to Gary's YouTube channel, you see some brilliant stuff in there that you can take away, and there's always a lesson with it as well. So that's why I love Gary Vaynerchuk so much. Comment from Jen Atkinson. I think it's important to remember that the way you envisage your business turning out might not be the actual direction that it takes in the end. It's important to be adaptable and capable of changing direction if needed. Oh, without a doubt. We don't always know the business full potential or final structure at the beginning. So true, Jen, and that's such a brilliant comment to make as well. And again, very apt to what myself and Maria were talking about this morning, because we're talking about kind of our values and the mission statement for YDF as well. YDF as a kind of business in and of itself. And we're talking about that, and it's changed drastically over the last, because your digital formula, the program, has now been out for 2.5 years. And at the very beginning, it was just about teaching people how to grow their Facebook page, and that's really all it was about. Now it's something much, much bigger, something much different, and it's got a much bigger purpose than it had at the beginning. Because really, what we're talking about, I'm just going to read out the kind of value or the kind of what we were talking about this morning, myself and Maria, the kind of the mission statement and the vision statement. So I'll read out the vision statement we've now got for YDF. Obviously, we're going to have to kind of look at it again. So the vision statement is YDF is a blueprint supporting coaches worldwide to grow their influence and creating a movement to help raise the consciousness of the world. And that's drastically different from what kind of YDF was at the beginning. Drastically different. At the very beginning, it helped to grow your Facebook page. That's really what YDF was about. Now it's something totally different. We're kind of helping and training coaches from all around the world in order for them to go out and become a bigger influence in the world, so they can help more people in the world. And to raise the consciousness of the world. That's ultimately what YDF is all about. That's the bigger picture. That's the big dream for it as well. And like you say, Jen, this might change. It might change in a couple of years' time. But I can see this being the vision for the next 5-10 years. And if it grows into something bigger, even, then that vision statement will still encapsulate exactly what it's going to be like in 10 years' time if it does grow massive as well. So I just thought that was really interesting, that video, and it kind of ties in with everything we've been talking about as well. Lysla Bonita, very helpful indeed. I'm an employer. Empathy and gratitude is very important indeed with dealing with employees. Thank you so much for sharing this video. Brilliant message. I think, yeah, I'm really glad you liked that, Lysla. I think it is a really, really good video. And I've only just caught you. Will watch from the beginning later as my own business and always welcome learning and knowledge. And I think you'll like this video. This is from Gary Vaynerchuk. I think you'll really enjoy the video and even watching his channel. I'll put a link up to his channel later on as well. Cheryl Fletcher Green, beautiful mission statement, Steve. Yeah, that's definitely our kind of vision statement for the future. We've got a mission statement as well that kind of tells you the how of what we're going to do with the vision. So the vision statement tells you kind of the why, and the kind of mission statement tells you the how of it as well. So that's our vision statement for YDF, and we've been kind of banging our heads together for the last while actually, just kind of thinking about the vision statement and what it should be. Kimberly Ladon, this has been so helpful and positive. Thank you, Stephen. My pleasure. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Kimberly. Jen Atkinson, wow, love the new vision statement. Ah, thanks, Jen. Yeah, we just came up with that. What you do with the vision statement, I've literally spent hours with this, and then kind of me and myself and Maria got together as well, and we kind of finally got everything out there. Because you're kind of putting down, okay, what do you want to convey? What is your passion? What is in a vision statement? What do you ultimately want to have at the end? If you've got everything completed, what do you ultimately want to have, and what does that encapsulate? And we finally kind of put it into words. But it's not easy. It's not a matter of sitting down. I thought it would be a matter of sitting down for half an hour, working away at it, and kind of going through the words and just looking at the words as well. But it's not. It's a lot. It's not harder. You've just got to think about it a lot more than you would expect, because this is going to be for the next 5-10 years for YDF, for the company YDF, as an umbrella company. So yeah, it does take a while, but very, very worthwhile. Because then what you do is you pin everything that you do onto, or with the vision statement and the mission statement as well. You're kind of everything that you do. Does it go back to the mission statement? Does it go back to the vision statement? Does it encapsulate what you're trying to say with everything that you're doing as well? So yeah, I think it's a worthwhile exercise to do that. Jen Atkinson, is the business equivalent of your personal elevator pitch so important? Yes, it is. It really is. And again, I'm still learning as well, and I'm still learning about kind of vision statements and mission statements, and learning the importance of that as well. Because this is getting bigger. The YDF is becoming a movement now. It's becoming bigger and bigger. More and more people are writing to us. We're getting more influencers writing to us as well, and saying, asking for help. So it's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. And so that's why we thought, okay, we need to get some values and principles down, and get the vision statement, get the mission statement, get the internal values, get the external values, look at everything like that as well. So important, really important. Vision statement is beautiful. Love your positivity, hope, joy and love that you share in each and every day, changing lives for the better. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you so much. Okay, I think with that, I'm going to leave it there just now. Hopefully that's given you something to think about for your business or your potential kind of business online as well, and how you go about your business and run your business as well. Okay, until tomorrow, have a brilliant day, and namaste. Take care. Bye now.